Welcome everybody to another episode. Today we are back here at Kickstart Accelerator in downtown Zurich. Today I have the big pleasure to meet with Vic from Nivaura from London. Is that correct?
That's right.
Very good. So welcome back to the Startup Show. Today we are back here in Zurich and I'm very pleased to welcome Vic from Nivaura. So just take it away, give us a little bit of background about yourself.
I'm Vic. I did a PhD in pure maths and then I went into finance briefly. While I was working in finance, I felt like I had more of a passion for technology, so I, on the side, was working for some small tech companies. In the meantime, I met some people working in finance who were working on a project and I got involved with them and eventually we started this company, Nivaura.
So tell us a little bit about that moment when you felt now is the time to start my own company. What was there like some kind of trigger point where you said like that is what opened my eyes to entrepreneurship?
I was always open to entrepreneurship. I tried to do stuff during uni as well. The time wasn't right at that time and I met the right group of people. We had the right idea, the right concept, and it was a no-brainer. We had all the expertise and we had vision for the future. So yeah, it was a very easy choice to start a company.
Very good. So tell us a little bit about your company. What do you guys do?
So what we do is we provide technology to financial services, typically investment banks and small or large stock exchanges. And we help them to automate the issuance and execution of financial products. We also use blockchain for custody and settlement.
So you have an interesting name. Maybe you can give us some background about like the explanation of your name.
It's a nice name, I think. We thought we'd like to put some meaning into the name of the company, something which is timeless. So we looked at a lot of words from Sanskrit and we found one word in particular, which is Niva. And Niva in Sanskrit means flow and aura means energy. So the word Nivaura means a flow of energy.
Very interesting. So tell me, I mean, like it's interesting what you do, but I think I like to make it very practical for our viewers to understand what you guys do. So can you give me maybe one of your case studies or one of the clients that you work with, what you exactly provide them, what kind of service?
Sure. One of the clients we worked with is a large insurance company. And what we did for them is we took a use case of something called a reinsurance swap, which is a very small type of reinsurance instrument. And we automated the entire process of an issuer using that insurance company and issuing a reinsurance swap to a particular number of syndicated partners. And we automated all of that and we used a blockchain directly to put the contract onto and to manage the administration of that reinsurance swap as well. And that was the world's first.
World's first
use case.
Use case. Yeah. Okay. So how is it going now with development? What's your course of action for the next few months?
Right, that's a good question. Now that we're based in Zurich for the remainder of this program, it's an excellent opportunity through the Kickstart Accelerator to access their network and to try and kick off some sales and some proof of concepts. We are leveraging the network as much as possible, and our aim is to really not only open conversations, but to really get some use cases down within the next 2 to 3 months. We've made a lot of progress since we launched earlier this year. We've exponentially done some proof of concepts, and we're really looking to take off over the next year.
Right. It's interesting because in one of my previous episodes, I discussed with the founder of another fintech startup that, like, I would say, he said like 4 to 5 years ago, when someone asked you in Zurich, like, where should I go to meet fintech startups? They would say, take a plane to London. So how come you decided, besides the Kickstart Accelerator, to move to Zurich? It's probably mainly because of the Kickstart, but what kind of infrastructure do you see here that might be helpful for you?
What kind of infrastructure? I think the fact that Switzerland has been sort of in isolation a little bit from Europe, it's allowed a lot more of an internal governance to grow here. And I think that's good, and it has positives and negatives. So one of the main reasons we're here is to understand how the financial system works here and to make a strong network within Switzerland. We know that Switzerland is focusing strongly on finance and focusing strongly on innovative technology, and we feel like that's completely in line with our vision for the future. The city is amazing, it's clean, it's very efficient. The people are friendly here. It's great here. And I think there's a great atmosphere for us and any other startup to actually grow and develop.
So you briefly mentioned to me that you have a variety of experience in machine learning, banking, finance. So tell us a little bit how that all connects and where you see the future of these industries.
I think the future of financial services is quite bright. A lot of people are talking about how banks will be broken up and destroyed. I don't think that's true in the short to medium term. I think now that there is a stronger uptake of innovative technology into the financial services system, there's a lot of room for tech like blockchain, tech like Internet of Things, machine learning, even artificial intelligence at some stage, to really take a grasp of financial services. I think what we'll see over the next 10 to 20 years is more of a connected, not just a connected home and a connected car and a connected infrastructure, but more of a connected financial system. A financial system where everyday people can access investment banking just like that. They can wave their hands in the air and make big investments. I think this is the way of the future, a future where robots and computers take over some of the menial tasks from us and allow us to focus on more important things.
So do you think in terms of retail banking, what's going to look like? Are our kids going to know what a branch is?
Retail banking has already been disrupted over the last 10 years. Now I can have a bank entirely online and I don't have to walk into even a store. I think retail banking it hasn't seen the end of its days. It's going to go on for a long time because we need some kind of retail finance. But retail banking is very immersive now. It's very easy for us to open accounts. It's very easy for us to talk to people. It's just a very easy process. And this is creeping into investment banking. And that's where the real innovation is going to come over the next 15 to 20 years.
I like to also ask sometimes about your expertise, because I believe you did some research about fintech. How does it look like, England as a fintech hub? Is there a future after Brexit?
Good question. If I could pass, I would. But what I will say is, we were not worried about Brexit. Apart from maybe social issues and philosophical questions, on a business side, I think if you're a real entrepreneur, you can take advantage of any situation, especially a situation like a Brexit. The best companies do well in the worst circumstances, and for us, it's just another opportunity to make sales.
Right. I mean, I would love to ask you 15 more questions, but this is just a perfect statement to end. But so thank you very much for coming onto the Startup Show and giving us some insight into fintech and your startup. And you guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon with another episode. Have a good day.